Re-sowing is something that we're very reluctant to do, and one would hope that we've actually had control measures long before that occurs. Most instances we're pretty reluctant to re-sow something like canola. Cereal, again, plant populations have to be very low, probably below 30 plants a square metre before we'd really consider lots of re-sowing. In crops like canola, the behaviour of mice is a little bit different. They probably tend not to do quite so much damage as the crop is emerging compared with cereals, but they'll continue to survive and graze the canola and eventually end up with large bare areas around the holes. The mice also seem not to take the bait quite so readily in canola, and yeah, certainly in our experience we've found that we've had to bait 3 and I think on one occasion 4 times to get sufficient control. The other thing about mice in canola is that it actually takes very few mice to do a lot of damage. They're hard to get rid of early in the season, and then as the canola runs up to flower, they'll nip the buds off the canola, and also once they start to pod, they'll nip the pods off the canola. In wheat and other cereals, we haven't found them as damaging in the spring. All our damages tended to occur at sowing. We've only had to bait cereals in the spring, I think on 2 occasions, whereas the canola we've nearly always had to bait in spring. If there are still mouse populations, the damage occurs when the plant is running up to head or just into head, and the mice will take out the node in the stem, and they can actually, at that particular stage, they can do a lot of damage because they can eat a lot of nodes per night. Later on, once the grain forms in the head, the rate of damage appears to slow.